How sweet does that sound? This is a 6-month 1984 HJ47. And that sweet little note is the 15B FT engine, the 16 valve little 15B FT engine. And that's not why it's in here. But before I even start any of that, this one's got a story to tell. It has spent its life in Queensland. The gentleman that bought this, it was his third 40 series. He's only ever owned 40 series. He bought this one brand new. And in its day, it was 14 grand. He traded in his HJ45 for 7 grand. So this one comes from Blue Ribbon Motors in Ipswich for 7 grand trade-in. And it made its way out to Rosevale, and that's where it lived its life. The colour itself, he ordered specifically. He had to wait 4 months to get this colour. And the dealer told him, he said, if you wait a few more months, you can have the latest 75 series. They'll have aircon, they'll have power steer. They are 5-speed. And he said, no, I don't want that stuff. I want myself a HJ47. And he got his blue one in. So he's done just what he wanted. And it's come such a long way since then. So he's bought that new in 84. About 6 years ago, his son John, the current owner, so it's one family owned, now owns this vehicle. And it's a farm rig. It's worked hard. It had rust. They'd done the paint and they'd worked on some of the rust over the years, about 13 years ago. That's where the fiberglass roof came in, some rust cuts came in, because it was out in the paddock. This ain't no show pony. It was bought for a farm purpose. But 6 years ago, John owns it, and Dad's worked it so hard that the poor old 2H had died. There's some rust, so hence the engine conversion. So John's gone ahead, and since John's owned it in that 6 years, he's done some rust. He's added a lot. He's done the 15BT and all the new exciting things that have happened to this. It's got the scrub rails John's done, the ARB bar, the lights up the front. He's done it all. He's really tidied up Dad's rig. And a few years back when John's father had passed, this vehicle had Dad's coffin on the back. And it's just a beautiful family story. And John is trading, he's selling his current car. He wants this as a daily. That's why he's been working on it so hard over the years. And that brings it into MrLandcruiser. So he's had the engine conversion and they've done a really tidy job. There's a few things to do on it still. And so while it's been with us, it's got the dual fuel, but it's just nothing's plumbed up. There's no filler neck, there's no pump transferring one to another. And so we've sorted all that out. We've sorted a lot of electrical. It's got the original old loom and things were plugged in everywhere. And that's what we do. So we've consolidated wires. Behind the seat is now the battery charger. So it's got dual battery. We've got one on either side, both the extra battery and the startup, all outside the engine bay. Free things up inside. And then just a lot of dressing of things. Like this indicator here is from an earlier model. LED lights up the front, LED lights at the rear. Things like, it's got the 15BT in it now with the 3B bell housing. So I had the HJ47 tacho and it just wouldn't work with the amount of teeth on the flywall, and the center's a different height. There's a few things because this has the 3B bell housing. So then we do have a 3B tacho on the shelf and we had to rework the whole thing. It was an old one, not working. So they fully stripped it apart and a lot's gone. It's just the detail to make the little things work on this car. Things that John's done to it, you can see the alloy rims. Underneath there's the stainless steel exhaust system. And one thing I love, those that own 40 series really dig the triple wiper. So you can only get the triple wiper on an LX model, for those that don't know, it's a shorty thing and it's only a particular shorty. John's found one on the internet and just added his own little touches. The visor, again, added his own little touches, and this is ready to be his daily. Inside's just, it's full stocko. We'll have a look just to see what a stock rig from 1984 looked like. So one of the joys about this one is that it's got nothing at all going on, as in it's just a plain 47. The dash, it's got the original stereo from when it was purchased in 84. We've upgraded the fuse box to a blade. There's a pyro and a boost gauge. That's it. And then we've sort of, like things like this, just the interior light wasn't working, so we just plumbed up everything on this vehicle that wasn't working. The seats are original, but they're in excellent condition. The floor mats, the dash pad, it's just not tampered with, no UHF yet, no overhead console. It's just a 47 from its day. What there is in this vehicle is, it wasn't only the triple wiper out of the LX, but John's also found himself a 5-speed, a 40 series 5-speed. So while doing the engine conversion with the 3B Bellhausen, had the it was from a 3B, had the 5-speed put up there. There's no cutting holes in the floor. Those that know, we put a lot of 5-speeds in there. You've got to hack up the floor. We don't hack it, you've got to move stuff. This one is plug and play as much as you're going to get. It's got a 40 series 5-speed in it. Very rare, very sought after, and John's got one. So when they come to us, we get a list of, while it's here, can you do this, can you do that? And it's just, I've even forgotten, it was done last week, a lot of this, I've forgotten a lot of little things. Things like the firewall, there's .3, it's spilled everywhere, ruined the paint, inside and outside on the firewall, so we had to scurf all that back, pull the booster out. We supplied the 80 series booster. We do that a lot. I talk about that a lot. But while it was all exposed, we cleaned up the firewall inside and out, repainted that, the proper colour code. Just a lot of little things like this. It's John's daily. He's about to drive it home this evening. And so you're going to watch this space. We've just got a relationship with John, so I can't wait to see the added little touches he does. We're talking winches and all sorts of things already, so it's one to watch out for. But this is an awesome family story of an awesome HJ47 84.